Hello, and welcome to Board Game Replay. In this series, you're going to be joining us for a post-game discussion where we talk about our experience and feature clips from some of the highlights during our session. Today we're going to be playing Zombicide Black Plague from Cool Mini or Not. This is a cooperative tactical miniatures game for 1 to 6 players that takes place in a medieval fantasy world that's been overrun by zombies. The game comes with several different scenarios called quests, and the goal of the game is to survive long enough to complete all of the objectives of the quest. Now, we're going to be jumping into this shortly, but before we do, I just want to give a quick overview of the flow of the game for those who may not be familiar. If you do already know the game, though, you can feel free to click the annotation here, or use the link in the description below to skip right by. Alright, let's get to the overview. Alright, so here we are looking down at the board, all set up for the next quest for us. We've got it's called the Shepherds, and I've set it up here according to all of the rules. You can see this is a medium difficulty quest with 6+ survivors, and it takes about 90 minutes. And we've set up all the tokens and the map tiles accordingly. And the story of this one is we basically have zombies that are coming in to rush this village. They're coming to barge in here and grab all the people, and we want to rescue the villagers before that happens. So this map has a bunch of these little X tokens, which are called objective tokens. They change depending on different quests. And in this case, these X's are villagers that need to be rescued. Now, this particular quest does not start with any zombies on the board. Some of the other ones do. But we do have 3 zombie spawn locations set up in 3 different spots here. And that's where the zombies are going to come from. So this village is doomed to be overrun with zombies. And so we're trying to get our survivors through and grab these villagers before that happens. Now, this game is played over a number of rounds, with each round beginning with the person with the first player token activating all of their survivors, and then going clockwise to the other survivors at the table. So during a survivor's activation, they're going to be doing a number of different things. They basically are taking actions which represent different tasks that you can perform in the game. So an example action might be to move, which a character would move an additional space here. You can kind of see this map board. It's broken up, first of all, these 6 tiles here, but then each one kind of has these sort of natural spaces that are built into them. And so one of the actions you might take is to move an additional space. That's one action. Now, that would be 2 actions to move that far. You can move, you can attack zombies, you can open doors, search rooms, a bunch of different things that you can do with your character. And at the start of the game, you have 3 actions, but as the game progresses, you gain more through unlocking them from experience. So kind of looking at this player board a little bit closer, you can see this track at the bottom. This represents an XP track, but it also kind of represents a threat thing. I'll get more to that in a minute. But as a character, you might slay a zombie, and you'll get 1 experience point for doing that, or you'll pick up an objective token. You might get 5 experience, but eventually you cross that threshold, and you're going to be able to take one of these little tokens here and pin it into the next thing here, which might, in this case, would give you 1 additional action. All right, so I want to show a quick example turn here with Silas, what he might do during an activation. Right now, he's equipped with a short bow and a short sword, and he's got 3 actions available because he's just starting out. So if I wanted to attack these zombies, I actually have this short bow, which is a ranged weapon. I could just move 1 space for 1 action, and I could fire my short bow into this space over here, because my short bow has a range of 0 to 1, so I can hit anything in my space or a space next to me. And then I roll 1 die, hitting on a 3+. And actually, Silas has a special ability. He gets +1 to whatever die he rolls when he makes a ranged combat action. So that's what he's doing. I pick up a die, hitting on a 2 or better. Hey, and I rolled a 2. And since I'm only rolling 1 die, the number of dice you roll represents the number of hits that you can do. So I rolled 1 hit, and I did 1 damage, which is that skull picture here. So all of these regular walker zombies, as they're called, all these models here, have 1 health, so 1 damage will take them off the board. And he will gain 1 experience point for that zombie. And another action he could take, let's say he didn't want to go up there and shoot his bow, which just reset here. This is a door. He can attempt to open this using his short sword right here. So short swords can be used to attack zombies. Again, they have 1 die, hitting on a 4+, doing 1 damage. But also they have the symbol of a door on the top right here, and has a picture of a 4 pips of a die. That means you can attempt to open a door by rolling a die, hoping you get a 4 or greater. So I did. I rolled a 6, and so then I would smash the door token open, and now our players are able to access this building and walk into it. And just like the regular map, you can see this grid of 9 spaces here. The rooms inside buildings work very much the same way. Like, for example, over here, you can see the next actual space to go into. It's just the next room inside the house, so it all works the same way. And a couple of notes, actually. Once you open the door to a house, this actually triggers a zombie spawn effect. I'll get, again, more to the zombie spawning in just a little bit. But whenever you crack the door open to a new building, you actually have to spawn zombies inside there. Like, these zombies have been inside there all along, and so now you have to deal with those as well. But once you're inside a building, another one of the actions you can take is to search. So searching, you draw a card from the item deck here, the large deck of items. And this is filled with all kinds of great stuff, like, you know, a great sword. You got spells in here, lightning bolts, hammers, daggers, armor, you know, weapons, all kinds of stuff. And so you're going to draw one of those cards, and then you're going to add it to your backpack, which actually goes, you can add it to your backpack here, to add it to, you know, equipment you want to use later, or you can actually stick it in one of your hands. I'm going to quickly touch on a few other things. You can also spend an action to open this vault right here, as it's called. And once you open this vault, you can actually teleport across the map up here to the purple one. And then you can come out on the other side of the map over here and walk right through. So it kind of gives you a way to travel around the map quickly. Now, the last thing I want to mention is, as a player, you're going to be moving around this board. We're trying to collect all of these objective tokens. That's how we win this scenario. And so you're just basically just going to need to move into that room, you know, smash this door down, get in here, spend an action to pick up this token. It'll gain the player 5 experience, and they'll have rescued those villagers, and then we can move on to the next one. And once all the players are done activating, we go on to the zombies phase. And this is where all the zombies will activate. And they all work essentially the same way. Each zombie, whenever they activate, tries to attack first if they share a space with a survivor. If they don't share a space with a survivor, they will try to move closer so that they can do it on a subsequent turn. And they use this noise system. These noise tokens here, like these happen whenever, I didn't really point this out before, but certain weapons, if you use a loud weapon, if you smash a door down, all of those things make noise. So you always place a noise token down, if you remember. We always forget. But you place a noise token down to show that the zombies, you made a bunch of noise there, so the zombies are going to be drawn there. They'll first try to go towards line of sight. Like if they can see you, they'll move towards you first. But, like for example, these zombies can't see either one of these guys. They don't have line of sight to them. But this one has more noise in it. So when these zombies move, they're not going to try to go this way. They're actually going to go down here. And when zombies move, they just move one space. So these guys are obviously going to move right here. This fatty would move one space here. And then this abomination would go here. Now this runner, as I mentioned, activates twice. He would actually go boom, boom, and move closer like that. Now, if these zombies, this guy's safe for now. But if these zombies go to activate on a subsequent turn, they're just going to deal damage to him immediately. So if Baldric, let's say these zombies were there when they activated, he would just take his wounds and move it right to the 2 point, because now he was taking 2 wounds. Now there's nothing you can do about taking wounds. If you share a space with a zombie when it activates, you will take a damage, unless you have maybe armor or a shield or something like that. But Baldric doesn't, he would just take straight wounds. And this runner, again, he just gets 2 activations. So if he activated his turn starting like this, he would move once, activate again, and then the second wound would hit Baldric. Now once all the zombies are done activating, you then spawn additional zombies at each of the spawn points on the board. So you basically just point to a spawn point, starting here, I'd flip a card over, and then I resolve it. On this card, it has different colors and then different results for each color. This color represents the experience levels, or basically the threat levels of all the heroes. If all the heroes are still in blue, you just resolve what's here. You'd spawn 1 runner there. But if even 1 hero is in yellow, orange, or red, you then have to resolve that. It's basically like you're making so much noise and you're tearing up so many zombies that the zombies are catching on. They're getting you're getting their attention. So as long as everybody was still in blue, you'd spawn 1 runner here, and then you go to the next spawn point and do the same thing, flipping the cards over. And sometimes you might even get nothing in sight. You might get lucky. You know, this one, this is 4 walkers, 3 runners. And there's also some cards in here, such as the extra activations. You might flip one over, and it just says, depending on where you're at, like all standard runners get an additional activation. So they just go 2 more times because they're runners. Sometimes you might get a double spawn, which means that you point to the next. Like if I just spawned here and I drew a double spawn, I then draw 2 spawn cards for that top spawn point. And yeah, those can be pretty nasty because they can stack. You can keep drawing double spawns. You have to keep going around in circles and spawning more and more stuff. And one last type is the Necromancer card. He's actually a different type of zombie that I didn't mention before. He works just like the walkers in that he has like 1 hit point and he only moves 1 space. But when he spawns, he brings an additional spawn point on the board wherever you draw a spawn card, and then he tries to escape. And when he escapes, it does some other things. Basically, it harms you to have these guys running away. They're just using it as ways to keep adding more and more spawn points till you eventually lose once you max out on spawn points. So those guys can be pretty nasty. And then once you finish spawning the zombies for that round, you go back to the player phase, and it starts all over. So I definitely think that covers the basics of the game. You're going to be running around fighting these zombies, trying to get the objective tokens while avoiding the zombies and trying not to die. And again, in this scenario, we are going to lose if we lose all of our survivors. We're going to win if we pick up all the objective tokens. And as a last note, I just want to mention, if you want a detailed rules explanation for this, go check out the link in the description for Watch It Played. He has a full rules video for the original Zombicide, which is a modern theme version of this when it came out before. And then he has another rules video to cover the differences between the modern one and Black Plague here. So if you want to know everything there is to know about this game, go check out his videos. They'll get you through it. But I think with that being said, we can get to this game. All right, a victory in Zombicide Black Plague. That's our third quest, right?
We did it.
Fourth quest, technically, with the
We saved the citizens.
Woo! I like that we saved the citizens and then left like this town just filled with zombies.
We got them out screwed. Yeah, we got them out.
Totally screwed. Look at that.
We didn't get out.
Yeah, we did. You cast invisibility on everyone, right?
Sure.
I did on myself. I think I forgot about you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Last quest, I committed suicide, so I say this is better.
Yeah, that was cool.
I mean, half of your characters committed suicide.
That's right.
You lost
and half of yours. Silas, it actually worked out really well.
It's a few less people.
The two people playing two characters each lost one.
Yep.
And nobody lost like all their characters. So good.
I'll bring it up first. This game, comparing this to the old game, we never did a video for the old game, but we played a fair amount of the old one. And while I liked it, they did make a lot of rules. I should say a few rules changes to this one that I think really did improve the game experience, in my opinion. I think I would like to take those rules and kind of put them into the first game, even going forward. But the scenarios, especially, I think are every scenario basically is like 6+ survivors. Like you can go above 6 if you have some of the Kickstarter stuff or some of the expansions, but like just the fact that this had a 6-person, like this quest is always 6 survivors. It's balanced around that number of survivors. So even if you have to double up, you know the scenario is kind of balanced around that, which I like that a lot. I think that's a better way to do it than the player counts varied so much.
Being able to manipulate the game by the amount of players you bring to the table is never positive to the game.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. So this is good because you have a set number of survivors every time. And I like this because it allows more flexibility in the rules where they can make quests like, this is your objective. It doesn't matter how you get that done, but you get this done. Whereas some quests in the previous game was like escape. Like your survivors have to escape. You're like, what does that mean? Escape with your survivors. So if I start the game with 6 and one dude's left, then I still win. Okay, I'll always play with 6. Whereas this is like, we get to sacrifice some of our guys if we want to, and people dying is all part of the fun. You know, our last quest where we just had someone like throw the dragon bile on their own space to keep the tank in place and then blow them up.
I think I threw it on someone else's face.
Yes, I threw it on top of Isaac.
Isaac.
It was,
but it made for an awesome finale. Like taking like that whole zombie theme to another level. You know. That's like awesome. that's the magic of the zombie themes. Like you can always get like dramatic and crazy, be all cinematic with it.
Speaking of dramatic, there's at least 1 or 2 times where Isaac's shield and chainmail was incredibly dramatic.
My God!
Yeah.
Go charge into that mess.
Oh,
yes, Isaac! Do
so
it!
I get 1 free,
movement.
and then that's a used action.
Great sword. Here you go.
One movement.
5 dice.
1 attack.
Oh man.
So you're down to 2 actions. Hopefully you'll kill 1 and level up.
I'm so excited about this.
5 or more, man.
1.
This is right here. Just warm it up.
Warm it up.
Just
warm it up with it.
This one's head
Warm it
off.
up with it. Okay. Cool.
XP.
Cool. I'm dead next turn.
Well, so you leveled up. So you get 2 more attacks now.
I really hope you can hit something.
Cocked.
That's cocked.
That's cocked for sure.
That's
it's just 1 hit.
1. Bummer. Roll better.
2 hits.
Yeah.
2 hits.
And then 1 more attack.
2 XP. How much? Oh God.
Man, I'm screwed.
He's dead.
No, he's got armor plus shield.
He does. Yeah.
Yeah, all they have to do is roll 50-50 and he
Doesn't
does.
bring that.
No, he's got.
He has 2 chances of 50-50 per.
That sucks. Okay.
That was a bad idea. Who said to put money in there?
That's
Probably
a long.
Jeremy.
All right, so start rolling your die.
Blaze of glory.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So start rolling 1 at a time. Block.
Get Clovis out of here. We don't need that.
He is dead. Nobody saw that.
That was really close to being a 1. Really close. I picked it up in time.
Block.
Yes!
Blocked it.
1.
Second hit.
2.
Oh my God, you got to roll faster. 2.
Block. Block.
How many do I need?
6. Reroll.
Reroll with a shield.
Block.
Oh my God!
This is ridiculous.
2 more. Block.
That's a block.
Reroll. Last one. Block.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, Nelly.
Guys, I'm alright.
Like, you just dodged 6 attacks.
No, he has chainmail armor and a shield. He blocked them and hit
that's
them.
badass.
None of them have teeth, they're all better than me.
And that's one of the new things in this game, at least from we played the first 2. We played like season 1 and 2, and as far as I know, there wasn't any armor in those. So armor and shields are a new addition to this game, and I like them a lot.
It's awesome. Yeah.
I like that, like being able to cancel some wounds, so it's not just like, all right, I'm guaranteed a hit, I'm gonna die. Being able to take that risk, and I don't know,
The tanking is just as cool of a mechanic as fighting. I've always liked it in MMOs, in anything else. Like even with like new first-person shooters in Overwatch, like tanking is always so much fun.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You bring a new dynamic to the team.
You're an enabler for the rest of your team.
That's right.
Yeah, I like that. And it's all in that calculated risk too. Like the whole dice rolling thing is what makes it's just so silly. But like most of the die rolls in this game are like a 50-50 shot or less, and I love that because everything is a risk. You know, your chance to be hit was a 50-50 shot. Then you have to reroll with the shield, which is great.
So good.
You just get to paint these pictures of like this thematic action of like you're standing in this space. You went in that space with a greatsword ahead of time. And just whiffed spectacularly. Like, we're like, Isaac, go in there. And then we went, wait, why the hell did you do that? That was a really stupid idea.
No, it was a great idea.
And then you proceed to, like, parry off every single attack in the space, like 7 times in a row.
It was awesome.
Like, that just paints this amazing picture of, like, this lady running in there with this great sword, like, gets one of their heads cut off, and then the rest of them just pile on top of her, and she's just fighting them off the whole time.
Yeah. That character's supposed to be, like, the fast and nimble one, too, because you're the one that gets the free movement, and then you get, you get slippery at higher levels, so... You definitely didn't play to your allotted skill set, but I mean...
Play to what I picked up off the ground.
Yeah. The gear definitely is really good.
I was scrappy.
Yeah. Totally.
It was awesome.
I like the fact that you can move around the map so much. Something I guess we talked about.
The vaults and stuff?
Some of the new things is like you get these special vaults that there's 2 ways to get into them. And you literally you open one door, then hop in the vault, pop out another door, and you now have a tunnel. And it's something cool, like the old game, you would get trapped somewhere, and it was like, kill as many as you can, then die.
It was so easy to get stuck,
Yeah, you can lead people over and then take off somewhere else.
Yeah. And they can still chase you through it, but it does it gives you the ability, it gives you that mobility,
Yeah, it prevents you from being backed into a corner quite so easily.
Because without it, you guys would have been done here. There's nothing you would have been able to do about that.
Yeah, and then, I mean, because the game is, you're forced to spend additional actions to move out of a space with zombies, movement is generally limited in the game, especially when you get swarmed. Like, the horde slows you down.
Yeah.
Those create ways for you to get away and still keep moving, which is cool.
Yeah, the higher up in like levels you get in threat meter, I think it's called.
Yeah,
the more units spawn. You spawn more units per round than you could possibly kill. Like even if everyone was just staying there like at the spawn point trying to kill stuff, we would still not be able to.
Yeah,
like, especially with the fatties, which you need to do 2 damage. We only had you and me had one. The only things that could even do 2 damage.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I thought the Necromancer was a really cool addition to the game.
Yeah. I like that too.
The fact that he pops in, he's super weak, kill him with like 1 damage.
Yeah.
But that little stipulation of how he escapes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
it's
the fact that
another dynamic to the game.
He brings a second spawn point as soon as he shows up.
That's so
it's cool.
Yeah, it's a cool, adds more strategy too, because like the first one, he spawned a second spawn point there, but then we decided to close this one instead of the one he opened. That way it let us, almost freely move in this area because there was nobody, no zombies to spawn.
Right, and Necromancers seem like a big pushover because they're like 1 zombie, but...
So I'm just going to not risk it. That way there's less chance.
Yeah,
I'm just going to spend 1 extra action to move, and then my last action will be opening the door.
Okay. Attempting to open.
That way I get nice and surrounded by tons of
Hammer it!
zombies. 50%. Don't miss.
Yes! Yeah! Smash! We get so excited when we break open doors.
Right? We're excited about
because of that last
spawning a bunch of lesser zombies.
Yes.
So,
first room. We have enough zombies, so it doesn't matter. So 1 fatty.
Oh, that stinks.
That's okay. I can,
next room behind it.
Okay.
Double spawn, so nothing there. And then we'll go to this one back here. We're going in order. The Necromancer, so he moves.
He punches you.
He attacks
Take
me.
damage.
Oh, that's bad.
That's not good.
That could be bad.
Yeah, it's fine.
And then another one in that same room. I'm dead.
No, you're not.
Oh, I'm dead.
4 health.
Nope. 3rd health, I'm dead. Because even though you just move, the pin moving up here doesn't really matter.
I thought you got 4 health. I would not have suggested you go in melee.
The chances of 2 Necromancers spawning after a double spawn is so unlikely. But I'm dead.
No, yeah.
Wait,
ending your space in a zone with the guys usually.
Hey, I held him back. I tanked that Necromancer like crazy.
You did.
So, all right. The nice part is the Necromancer spawn cards are gone. So there's double activations are gone. Well, a lot of them are out. We've spawned at least 3 or 4.
Yeah.
This guy's dead. He's out of the game. I'll pull his character sheet back. And he wasn't even carrying anything, though. You lose all your equipment when you die.
Ooh,
so that's not terrible.
Clovis was not useful.
He was a doorstep.
He didn't do anything. Like he had almost no XP. Like if anybody is going to die, he's the one to die. That is a really cool ability. And I mean, in the rule book, it actually has a special thing about the cabals of different necromancers that you can trigger into the game from expansions and stuff to change up. Assuming it's multiple abominations. Necromancers changing up the game in that regard. So
nice.
That's really cool.
That would get tough with more than 1. if they have that.
Yeah, but I'm guessing
that'd
the
be
rules
really
are different
tough.
though.
Oh,
Like, this
yeah.
guy just runs towards the exit. I wonder if other ones come in and do something else, like maybe
go
like
straight for
traps
someone. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. One thing I was saying about halfway through this, because it got a little bleak at a few points. Like when we looked at the board and there was it was filled with zombies, or it was getting to be filled with zombies. We were nowhere near the exit, and there was like 5 tokens left. And I was like, well, this will probably be a loss. That's something about this game that I always appreciated, and I think I said it when we played it the last game, was in the middle of the game, you never really know how the scenarios are going to play out. You never really know when you're going to feel like you're winning or losing. You always feel like the pressure of the game, and then like we didn't feel like we were going to win until we were like very close to winning. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know if that makes sense, but when you play a scenario for the first time, it's always an adventure as you discover the scenario, because like the balance point of like where the difficulty starts to hit it's very well set. So you'll be halfway through the mission, you'll be like, dude, we're totally dead.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
You can't see the direct path to victory.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm having a hard time explaining, but
Yeah.
you can't see an easy path to victory. You're like, well, we got to get 5 more tokens, and there's these guys there. What the hell are we going to do? And then you just start slowly like, wait, if I go here, I can stop these guys and funnel them here. And
You need to get in here or there. No questions.
I'd say
none.
No searching.
3, 4. That's as far as I can get.
You're in there.
You don't get a free move? No.
Then you're on it.
Search first, then.
Yeah, search first.
I got to get a better way.
Search first.
No.
You
You need to get in here so you can pick it up.
I agree.
can get
1,
that.
2, 3, 4. I'm agreeing.
Done.
Okay.
Searching is.
Yeah, you also out of
I have pretty good weapons.
You're also out of line of sight.
We're in orange. You spend time searching, you're not moving. We still have all these
I like
objectives to
I
get.
like
Okay,
it. I
we're
like
fine.
it. Oh, Isaac, over to you, bud. What are you doing?
Okay,
Yeah, there's
how many?
I mean, get the free.
Hang on. I was thinking go this way. Go here, kill these, move that way. So it would cost you 1 action.
If he kills them.
Okay. It would only cost 1 action. Attack for a second action. Like 3, 4, and I mean, chances are you'll kill 2 guys with. You have 4 actions.
If he's not able to move out of there, he's completely surrounded and he'll be dead next turn, no question.
Yes.
That's not exactly what I would call playing it safe. That's not a rare. That's not a roll. 4 dice rolls to get 5
dice roll.
5?
No, he has 10 dice roll. He has 2
10
chances.
dice.
10 dice.
And be able to move out?
Yes.
Okay. Here's my argument.
Yep.
Here's my argument. If we're able to get in here, we actually have a chance of winning.
That's what I'm saying.
If we don't, we have to depend on you to get that
Right.
because there's nobody else that's going to be able to get
I forgot that
through
it was
there.
5 dice.
Plus, like you said, what if both these spawn, you both die getting them? I can still at least get over here. I can't get over here and get over
Yeah, there's
there.
no way.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I like it. So yeah, do what you gotta do.
It's
movement.
risky, but it's the only move we got.
I like it. I like it.
one
Free
move,
movement.
5 dice.
Spend an extra one to get out of there.
Yeah.
5 dice to roll at the zombies. You're hoping
We're
for 5s
hoping
are better.
You have 2 attacks.
We're hoping to roll it perfect.
Yeah. 1 hit.
That's okay.
You get 1 more attack.
NXP.
That's what we're looking for right there.
Okay, there's your other hit.
Okay,
Can
now you
still
can
move.
Yes.
I was gonna say because you could.
Yeah, because picking up the tokens gives you experience. Like the biggest thing that was the big change when we hit the orange threat level.
Yeah.
Things started spawning like in groups such as this, and that's when it really starts to change the dynamic of the game. Early on, we were almost killing everything that spawned.
Yep.
But then once it started getting out of hand, we had to start just kind of running around to try and save the people. We couldn't kill the zombies and save all the people.
Yeah, we had a good strategy in the beginning where like each person pick up a token if they can,
Really
Yeah.
or
close,
clear an area and then let the lowest person grab it. Open up doors when you're still in the early levels so
Yeah.
that like you don't spawn a ton of them.
Yeah, I think we opened every single
Most of
room.
them,
Yeah, on the blue threat level. So
The thing
That was a smart move.
thing that I was wondering, basically at the end was, what if we never picked up a torch or never got the vial? Like, not till like the very end of the game did we get a second torch. What if that abomination that we got in like the second round just wandered the map by himself?
that was
He was
it.
like,
Yeah,
because you couldn't just go through. He would just destroyed you.
Someone would have just run them in circles somewhere.
Yeah.
And again, he's the biggest problem, not necessarily because of what he does for damage, but because of his targeting priority. Him hanging out in this space, like with a runner, you can't kill those runners because he is from range. And that was our strongest combat. Is like you were throwing ranged spells at everybody the whole game.
Yeah.
He just would shut you down. You couldn't touch those runners because he was hanging out with them. You know?
He's like second priority with the fatties.
Yeah.
So.
It's true. And going back to what I was mentioning earlier, like that whole, you never really know when you feel like you're winning or losing, but one of the things I like about this game so much is that the stories that you kind of tell with it, and even when you get your ass kicked in this game and you lose, it's awesome because you're like, dude, remember when I got stuck in the corner and like 40 zombies jumped on me and I died? Like, that's funny. I don't know, like it's still fun. Like Isaac getting trapped in the sewer and getting completely gobbled alive.
Yeah.
It's like, they're coming for you, Isaac. Isaac's gonna lose both of his characters in a matter of 2 rounds.
You put those in.
I'm kind of excited for this.
So Isaac, start off shooting some dudes over there. So the melee, you can do that without reloading.
So 0. So it's you hit on a 3 or better, right?
Yep.
And so you're using your melee with your orcish crossbow. So pick up the dice. 1 hit, right?
Yep. 1 hit. That levels you up though. Wait. Yes, this guy, right?
Yep.
So now you get 1 peg.
6.
Another hit.
So
2
Yes,
more.
You have 2 more attacks. We've just clarified that you can melee with this weapon. The 0 range indicates that you are meleeing and you don't have to reload. Oh, you got 1 hit. Roll the other one. 2 hits.
All right. To stay alive,
You have
I
to
need
kill
at least
2 more.
1. Oh yeah, 2 more. I need to kill both.
kill them both, dude.
Don't die.
You got this. You're fine. Fine. You kill them both. Look. They're both
No.
dead.
Oh no! All right.
Can we kill Silas now?
Oh yeah, Silas gets 2 wounds.
1, 2, dead.
Good.
Where's Clovis?
Clovis, put
Hey,
this
what's
guy
up?
with Clovis.
Maybe threw him outside. I was
Hey,
over
we're all-
there leveling up.
Hey, you took down like 6 with them.
We're all super confident. We're like, go get that weapon. We're like, yeah, but what happens if like 8 zombies spawn? We're like, oh well, whatever.
Well, boom, 8 zombies. Well, yeah, that was the problem because he opened the next hatch with no actions left.
Yeah.
We probably should have seen that one coming, I guess. But
That's splitting hairs. Don't worry about it. What are the odds of it happening again?
It's for a tactical game, you know. You can only, you can strategy-wise, you can plan for stuff like that. Like, you probably shouldn't open the hatch when you're like that. But at the same time, every action
otherwise,
counts.
you're gonna waste. Yeah, you're wasting an action.
Every action counts because this is a ticking time bomb. I mean, we cleared out most of that tray over there, which now means you start getting double activations. And if I remember playing the previous game, which works exactly the same way, once you run out of a particular miniature, you're doing double activations. You're activating that in every single monster in that group again. So it's like, oh yeah, no big deal. You ran out of walkers. Let's spawn another walker. Boom, all the walkers move. Oh, we do it again. Boom, they move again. Yeah. Like that'll make you lose the game
Yeah,
so fast.
we're always like,
Just
I'll just
timer.
stay 1 or 2 away, and that way I'm safe.
Yeah.
But you ever get an extra activation there, it throws your whole strategy
it
or
does.
tactics off.
Changes everything.
Yeah, it's so you can't kite forever.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we were in a good mode to start kiting
Yeah, we
wherever we
got a
wanted.
nice river flowing of
Yeah.
zombies here.
Yeah, we had a pretty good system going. We made it pretty well. This Necromancer spawn is going to start causing us problems for sure.
Probably.
Those 2 are going to cause problems. I mean, and it's funny, like we had a handle on the game. Like the last maybe 3 or 4 turns, we had it kind of set. Like we got this victory in the bag. But a couple more turns beyond that, if we hadn't had that, you never know what could happen. Everything can change. A couple of double activations and I'd be dead. And now that's one less person to go. You know.
And the other thing, that Necromancer, if he was 1 more space closer, if he would have escaped, that would have left that spawn point on the board.
Yep.
That would have, we probably would have been screwed with that.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. An extra, 3rd spawn point that we didn't have.
Like this one would have been here. We would have been at 4 early on, and we'd be at 5 right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta say, I like the fantasy setting. Like this fantasy.
Much better.
It is.
Yeah.
It's weird for me though because I never would think like everybody. I was like the guns and the zombie killing, but for whatever reason, the fantasy theme with me just feels it's totally new to me. I don't know, maybe that's it. Maybe there's a million zombie games in modern time, but like the whole fantasy slaying theme just I don't know, it just strikes a chord with me. I like it a lot.
Well, it's just something about bows, arrows, swords, and shields that everybody likes.
It all makes sense.
I'm playing this nun character, like it's just this great combination of things. Like I love playing this nun who has dual wielding swords with a dagger on her hip, and like I have bloodlust melee, so I can just charge into a space and just start like ripping stuff up with a dagger and 2 swords.
Yeah, that was a pretty
That's
silly
just
character.
awesome, man. That's just so cool. Bloodlust.
So that's all
1,
3
2,
of your
3.
actions. You get it 4,
5 dice.
Not bad.
and you can hopefully level up and get 1 more action.
Good enough.
So
1,
3
2,
kills.
3 kills.
I already tried, man. That bug's a ninja.
So 3 kills, that levels you up, you get 1 more attack.
Boom, boom, boom. I get an additional attack.
Bloodlust again.
Oh, I'm going 5 dice. That's cocked.
Oh, that's 2 cocked ones.
2 cocked.
2 dead.
2 more dead.
So only the fatty left. Okay.
You were the equivalent of the chainsaw.
I had,
You were.
Yeah.
rolling 5 dice in a space. Like I couldn't touch the big guys, but man, could I shred the little guys. Like that's a cool ability.
I think it's fair that we're comparing this to the original Zombicide, obviously because of the name and how it plays for the most part. However, how much they've cleaned it up from
I
the
think that's a good way to
original,
say it, yeah.
and the rules really being you're able to like read through this book and get everything that you need.
I think that's fair. I mean, the original game it's been probably what 4 years almost since the last Zombicide, since the original Kickstarter and the base rule set and stuff. So that was Cool Mean or Not was not as big of a company as they are now. They've grown a ton since then and been hugely successful. So I think it's definitely got this.
Well, that
definitely
game
got the
was
polish.
hugely Zombicide. The original Zombicide,
Season
Vanilla,
Season 1, 2, 3.
yeah, whatever. Vanilla was a hugely popular game.
It's still a great
And
game.
it should be.
Yeah, it's just. I think you said it right though. Like this has definitely like tightened things up.
It tightened things up, and
It's
it
like
took
patching a video game. You know, it's patch it up. You know, there's things that need to change.
Also, these boards amazing.
Yeah, they are.
Well,
yeah.
boards are amazing.
Yeah, well, either way, the armor thing, like, just having the option to, like, I'll just soak up a few hits. No, if you ever got into melee, you were almost guaranteed dead.
Yeah,
So,
That's true.
It definitely changed that dynamic a lot of more of a run and gun versus stand and fight.
Well, that's what I was saying about being able to tank. Like, there's no other feeling.
That just changes the dynamic so much.
Totally
like,
does.
Either versus always running versus I can stand my ground here at least for a little while. You know,
There was only a few characters. I don't want to call it the Bruce Willis kind of character that had it was like Die Hard or something, or Hard Headed or something.
Yeah.
You could always ignore like the first wound of an attack or something.
Yes.
So by yourself with one guy, you could sit there forever. But that was like the only ability that you could
really
stop
quick,
damage. Yeah.
You can't. You stand still for very long and you start getting swarmed.
This one,
Pretty
anybody can equip it. You know,
Yeah,
everybody can put the armor on.
Yeah.
It's nice.
There's no other game that does swarming
great
quite
point,
like
great
this.
point.
Yeah.
This right here doesn't really exist in most
That
other
does
games.
not exist. This would be
That's
like
game
a
over.
horrible ending
Yeah,
to any other game. This is a perfectly executed Zombicide game.
Like the threat is there, it's still very intimidating, but it's not the end of the game. That's a really good point. And talking about the theme, one of my favorite things about the game, and as I was reading through the rule books and like refreshing myself with Zombicide in general, this is a rule that applied to the first game, but when you're in a space, like let's say there's 2 survivors in the space, and there's 10 zombies, and there's like 2 heroes, you can assign all of the hits to one hero and just have all those zombies just pig pile on that one dude and like just keep killing him. And I love that. I think that's so awesome. Like that's one of my favorite parts about the game. It's just like it's a great story. It's like remember that time where I was like, all right, well they can either kill both of us or
You can absorb something.
you can absorb every single hit and I'll just be scot free. And it's once somebody takes 3 fatal wounds, it doesn't matter. You can just keep pig piling the zombies on them and have them overkill because that like all these zombies are feasting on that one person now. So like it's just such a cool mechanic. I don't know why I get excited about mechanics of like a character dying, but I think that's a cool part of the theme.
Mechanics that make thematic sense.
They're really satisfying.
It's so satisfying.
Yeah.
Also, like you're saying about like losing is like it's fun to lose.
Yeah.
Like as people start dying and like when you get more and more desperate, you start doing more silly things like Molotoving your own friend or dragon firing your own friend.
Just dragon fire. Sorry.
Just group them all up on one guy and we'll just blow them all up.
Yep.
You can go down with them. It's fine.
Or even my last turn of the game, where I'm like, what should we do? And you're like, dude, just make noise and pull them towards you. And I was like, all right. So I just sat there shouting in my own space. And normally that's a boring action in a game because I didn't kill anything or whatever. But thematically, that makes total sense to me.
Yeah, that's why this river's flowing that way.
These guys all were going to run towards you guys and swarm you and potentially slow down Ryan. So instead, I just made a bunch of noise down here and they came towards me, which I like. Okay, I think that's going to wrap it up for us here. That was Zombicide Black Plague. And thanks for playing, guys. That was fun.
Awesome.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you next time.